UFC 259 delivered. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. What a show that was. 3 title fights, starting off with Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan. Petr Yan was winning the fight, massively winning the fight, was winning it on the ground, was getting the takedowns, was even winning it, stood up. Aljamain Sterling didn't look his best in my opinion, but then Petr Yan gone fucked up. What was he thinking? Someone as experienced as him, the champion, should not be throwing an illegal knee. People can say what they want about what they thought about Aljamain Sterling, and I'll get into that. But you should not be doing that. It is a very clear, deliberate knee. That is an illegal move. Aljamain Sterling was on the ground. You can't be throwing that knee. And if what's true that his corner have given him permission, said yes, you can do it, the lack of judgment and knowledge there, that's just, for someone who's a world champion, that should not be happening. He milked that, didn't he? Fuck me, he milked it. Do not get me wrong. I do not want to take one of them knees to the temple, to the anywhere. I don't want to take one of them knees. However, Aljamain Sterling was not going to win that fight. He had a way out, and he took it. And a lot of people seem to blame him, and I don't. Because he wants the title. It's not the way that he wants it. I didn't want to see him win it that way. He doesn't want to win it that way. But in the back of his mind, he is the world champion. Yes, do I think he over-exaggerated? Yes. Do I think he could have carried on? By the looks of it, yes. And UFC, I've got a fucking problem, because what happened to not interviewing fighters if they've been concussed? This man took a knee clean to the head, couldn't carry on fighting, but as soon as he's out the cage, instead of taking him to the back to check up on him, you fucking put a headset on him and have Joe Rogan interviewing him. Sorry, what? If he can't fight, he can't be doing a fucking interview, and it completely, your policy makes no sense. So that pissed me off. But Aljamain Sterling took the way out because he wasn't going to win that fight. He wasn't. Petr Yan was dominating him. He wasn't going to win that fight, and he took the way out, and I don't blame him. He did look pissed off. He did throw the belt. But I think in the back of his mind, he's world champion. I don't think he'll actually care. And he'll come back, and I think he'll redeem himself, and I think he'll keep it. But not the way he wants to win. Next fight, Amanda Nunes versus an opponent which I have a very big problem with, and it isn't her fault. But I'm from the UK, I'm from Bolton, and I've got an accent. However, her first name is spelled Megan. Now, as far as I'm aware, that's Megan. Megan. Why are we calling her Megan? Is that her name? I've had this problem for a while with her. Is that how you say it? Or is American... I doubt I've got anyone from America watching, but if you are, is that how you say Megan? Because we say Megan, not Megan or Megan. Completely irrelevant. I don't know why it annoyed me so much. It wasn't really a fight, was it? It was a bit of a non-contest. I actually thought this would be quite a tough test for Amanda Nunes. Turns out I was wrong. Completely fucking wrong. Megan Anderson is huge. Like, fucking colossal. She could knock out most men in the UFC. I do not doubt that for a second. But she just didn't turn up. Amanda Nunes got hit 3 times. That was it. 3 times. This woman is the GOAT. I don't really like her. It's not that I don't like her. I just don't really connect with her the way I have done with other fighters. I don't really feel anything, really. But you can't deny how good she is. She got the back. She, got the triangle under the throat, locked in that armbar, and it was curtains from then on. After the fight, Amanda Nunes, her missus, brought their baby into the ring. And then her and Megan, I'm saying Megan now, her and Megan Anderson started having cuddles with a baby in a chat, and I thought, if some fucker had just put me in an armbar and I tapped out, you can fuck off if you think I'm coming cuddling your baby. I'd be well pissed off. You'd be fuming and she's cuddling a baby. It just pissed me off. I don't really get that. You've just had a fight. I get the respect, but fuck. Be careful how I word this. I wouldn't do it. I find it really odd. It's like when Premier League players, football players, swap shirts at half time. I find it weird. Main event, Jan Blachowicz. Fucking yes, I've been practicing that before I started this video because I really struggled to say it. Jan Blachowicz versus Israel Adesanya. What a fight that was. I absolutely loved that fight. There wasn't much that it did not have. I think the judges need to give their heads a wobble. That's not anything to do with the result. I think the result was absolutely perfect. That's how I saw it. But 10-8? 10-8 rounds? There weren't a single 10-8 fucking round in there. When there was a 10-8 round, when I've watched boxing, even UFC at points, a 10-8 round is when someone's had their living shit kicked out of them for 3 or 5 minutes. That didn't happen in one of these rounds. So I don't know if you give Jan or Israel a 10-8 round. That's bollocks. There was never a 10-8 round in that. First round, I think Jan was not worried, but he was backing off. He didn't know what to expect. His jab was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The way he just, he didn't throw it too many times. He wasn't just popping it out constantly. He threw it when he needed to. And it was constantly landing. He didn't miss many punches. I think he landed the most significant strikes that he's landed in any fight. But the first round, I think he was backing off. I think he didn't know. Adesanya's an unknown quantity in the light heavyweight division. He didn't really know what to expect. He had respect that Adesanya does have power. He can hit hard. And he could knock him out very easily. There's no doubt in that, in my opinion. Second round, I think the roles reversed. I think Adesanya realised, fuck me, this guy does have Polish power. This guy can hit hard. And I think Adesanya started to back off. First round, Adesanya. Second round, Jan. Third round, Adesanya. Again, just the way he throws his strikes, Adesanya, it reminds me a little bit of Conor when Conor was actually good, not this fucking proper 12 Conor that we've now got. Just the angles he comes from is just, he's actually beautiful. The way he mixes up his strikes, just his striking ability in general, and I think he definitely won that third round. The fourth round, the way I actually expected it to go from the beginning, coming up from middleweight to fight a light heavyweight, Jan was always going to be stronger than Adesanya, and I don't think many people can argue about that. There was obviously a very, very clear strength difference, and the moment that Jan got him to the ground, I think, the fight was over. 4 and 5 both go to Jan for me. He's too strong. He was maintaining half guard really, really well. Adesanya he couldn't really move. It was like being strangled by a cobra. Like, he's just waiting and waiting. And then the fifth round, stays in half guard, gets into full guard with about 10 seconds, gets into top mount with about 10 seconds to go, starts laying some fucking hammer fists onto Adesanya. And then the bell goes, Michael Buffer, and still Jan Blachowicz is still light heavyweight champion. I think Glover Teixeira should be next. I think that will be an amazing fight again. I actually really like Jan Blachowicz. I think he's an absolutely excellent fighter. Adesanya has said he will be back. I'd love him to come back to the light heavyweight division. I think he can go back down and dominate that division and keep his belt for quite a long time. But there's one more thing about this. People are saying, and I actually cannot believe that people are saying this, that Israel Adesanya should not be in the light heavyweight division, and he can't fight in the light heavyweight division. Let's think about this for a second. This is his first fight in this division. Yeah? He went 5 rounds with Jan Blachowicz, who, prior to this fight, knocked out Dominic Reyes 23 minutes later, so he knocked him out in 2 minutes. Before that, he knocked Luke Rockhold out in the second round. Luke Rockhold, bear in mind, world champion, sorry. Israel Adesanya then goes 5 rounds with him, manages to go the whole distance, the whole 25 minutes, and people are telling me he can't compete. Sorry, what? No one's telling me Dominic Reyes can't compete in the light heavyweight division. No one was telling me that Luke Rockhold can't compete in the light heavyweight division. So why are people saying that Israel Adesanya can't? I think people who actually say that and actually believe that is a thing, please do not say that anywhere where you want to be taken seriously, because you will get laughed at. It's the most nonsense I've ever heard. Israel Adesanya can win the light heavyweight world championship. I have no doubt in that. I think it'll be a while before we see him in this division again. I think he'll go back down, which he stated, and he'll dominate. But absolutely, I thought it was an absolutely excellent show. Also, again, with interviewing, Jan Blachowicz is the champion. He won. He should be interviewed first, not Adesanya. The way UFC do interviews really pisses me off. Next topic. Jake fucking Paul. I can't believe I'm speaking about this knobhead. I really don't like him. But he's going to win. And I hate to say it. Ben Askren has just released some sparring footage. Oh my god. This man is dead. Listen, Jake Paul can box. There is some flaws to his game, there's no doubt in that. You even saw it against Nate Robinson, actually. Nate Robinson didn't have a clue what he was doing. He looked like he was fucking... Well, he was running after him. It was weird. But when he ran at him, Jake looked a bit like, oh, I didn't know what to do. But granted, he then composed himself and he knocked him the fuck out. But there is no way, in my opinion, other than one way, there is one way that Jake Paul can lose this fight. The only way he loses this fight is if it goes late. I don't know how many rounds it is. It's probably 8 or 10. Ben Askren seems to think that he'll knock him out in the 7th round, which I think is a really weird prediction. You don't see many fighters predicting that they're going to knock someone out late. Like, I find that really odd that he's predicted that. But the only way Ben Askren wins this fight is if he uses his experience of grappling. And when I say that, I do not mean that Ben Askren needs to go in there and fucking suplex Jake Paul at the ring. No, I don't think he'll do that. I don't think he'll be trying to get him into an armbar. But in boxing, if you are good at putting your weight on someone, you can tire them out. You really can. And that Ben Askren, you don't get much better than Ben Askren at doing that. He's so good at grappling. If he can get hold of Jake, get his body weight on him, and I don't think it'd be a bad idea for Ben Askren to come in heavier than Jake Paul in this fight. If he can, I think they're around the same weight. If he comes in heavier, he can grab Jake Paul and tire him out. There's a chance that big, tiny. But he can if he does that. Other than that, this man is fucked. And I mean, he's getting... I don't like saying this because I can't stand Jake Paul. He's an absolute knob. But he is getting cleaned out. The way this man throws his punches is absolutely awful. And I mean Ben Askren when I'm saying that. The sparring footage, he's just... It's literally ridiculous. That's what it looks like. And when you see him fight in the UFC, he's throwing his punches. He's not staying in his stance when he's throwing his punches. There's a video of him doing a spinning back fist, which you can't do in boxing, but he nearly fucking falls over doing it. One thing that he's good at UFC in striking, on mixed martial arts in striking, he's good at being able to, because he's good at grappling, he's good to be able to get hold of him, hold the back of the head and uppercut. You can't do that in boxing. You can't run over to Jake, grab his head, fucking uppercut him and then suplex him. He can't do that, and that's why I think Jake Paul is going to clean Ben Askren out. And if he does, if Jake Paul knocks out Ben Askren in the fashion that I think he will, has there ever been a UFC fighter more memed, or just a mixed martial arts fighter, not necessarily a UFC, has there ever been a mixed martial artist who will be as memed as much as Ben Askren? You remember the Masvidal fight? That knee, I watched that live, and it's the first time I genuinely thought there was a death from watching UFC. I honestly thought Ben Askren was dead. That's how bad it was, and that you see that video everywhere. I see that video at least like 2, 3, 4 times a week. He's been watched so many times. So you've got that. You are a professional fighter who, granted, striking isn't your forte in the slightest. You then retire. You come and fight Jake Paul, who is a YouTuber, and he lays you out. You're fucked. Ben Askren, you're not watching this, but you're fucked. You literally can't win this fight unless you do what I said. So if Ben Askren wins this fight, come back to this video, and he's very clearly seen this, and he's listened to me. I deserve 25% of whatever he's getting paid, which will be a lot. Fuck me, it'll be a lot. Probably more than he got paid for some UFC fights, because UFC, they don't pay very well to some people. I think that's it's common knowledge. So a lot of dodgy stuff going on there. But listen, amazing. How many times can I say amazing? Amazing card. Absolutely brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, I love Dominic Cruz. I don't love him. That's not true. I think he's a good fighter. Former world champion, right? Seeing him on the prelims was a fucking shock. I didn't expect that, and I did not realise. I call myself a UFC fan, call myself a fight fan. That's his first win since 2016. Wow, I didn't know that. That's mad. At least he's still fighting. Take away the Cerrone fight from McGregor, because, no offence, I actually do love Cerrone. No offence to Cerrone, but that, again, wasn't really a fight. I think that fight was done before it even got into the cage. Before that, Conor hadn't won a fight since 2016. But he wasn't fighting. So, fair play to Dominic Cruz for still fighting. That was a decent fight as well. I think Dominic Cruz definitely won. Please make sure to subscribe, like, comment. Comment what you thought about the fights. Who you think Amanda Nunes should fight next. I think that's really interesting. I think she's going to go back down to 135. 135? 135. I think she said she feels more comfortable at 145, I think. Why do I keep saying it like that? 145. 145? 145? 145? Why does it matter? 145. I think she said she feels more comfortable at 145, but I think there's more for her if she drops down. Yeah, let me know who you think she should fight. Let me know who you think Blachowicz should fight, who Adesanya could. I'm really excited for his next fight. Don't have a clue who it's going to be, but I'm excited. Can't wait for that. Let me know what you thought about this video. Like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and I will see you later.